First thing I'm going to do, I'm going to start with my crepes. Got a couple of eggs. I'm going to get those right in there. So we're going to get 2 eggs in here. I need a ½ cup of flour. I'm going to use all-purpose flour right there. Love that this is all going into the blender. I'm not mixing, I'm not whisking. It's all, the blender's going to do all the work for me. Melted butter or olive oil. Since this is savory crepe, I'm going to use some olive oil, about a tablespoon. I'm going to get a little bit of water from the sink. About a ½ cup. I think I'll do a pinch of salt while I'm here. I'm going to grab some milk from the refrigerator, about a ½ cup. So I'll pour that in here. Okay, so I'm going to make some noise and get this to liquefy. It's creamy, it's smooth, and it's very thin, and that's what you want crepe batter to be. So the one tip about crepe batter, they're better when they sit for a little bit. So 30 minutes if you have it to put in the refrigerator. And that just gives me time anyway to move on to the next prep item that I want to do for the week, which is, oh, it looks beautiful. I'm going to get a skillet, a non-stick skillet, medium-high heat. I'm going to spray it with a little bit of cooking spray, okay, just to make sure that the crepe doesn't stick. And now, since I have it in this pitcher, I can just pour it right from here. It's usually about 2 tablespoons. It's going to look like there's not enough in the pan, but you want it to be very thin batter, very flat. So that's about 1 tablespoon. There's another tablespoon. And you pick up the pan, you lift it up, and you spread the entire bottom of the pan with crepe batter. There we go. You can already see when it's dry like this, it's almost ready to be flipped. The easiest way to flip it is to start to lift up the sides, make sure it's not sticking anywhere, pull the crepe up until it's far enough out of the pan so you're not going to burn your fingers if you put your fingers close to the pan, and you grab it, and you flip it. And then you just shake it around. Just don't want to be sticking your hands in the hot pan. No reason to burn yourself before dinner's even started. Okay? 15, 20 seconds, I can move on to my next prep. You want to layer these in plastic wrap, between plastic wrap or parchment paper or whatever you have, even foil works, and you're going to stack these and refrigerate them, but they freeze incredibly well, so you can have them anytime you want. Make a whole big batch and freeze them for any time. Now all I have to do is make a quick chorizo leek filling to turn these into savory dinner crepes for tonight. I preheated the oven to 200, so I'm going to put these right on a baking sheet. Now you're thinking, oh, she's got the wax paper, it's all going to melt. Wax paper is fine at 200 degrees. I'm going to cover them with a little bit of foil and put them in the oven to reheat. Great. See you in a minute. They only need maybe 10 minutes max. They're going to be great. I'm going to get a little bit of heat under this pan while I go to the fridge to get some ingredients. I have the garlic's going to go in my Swiss chard, so I'm going to pull that out. I'm going to get everything while I'm here. I've got leeks and sausage, chorizo sausage. This is just a slam dunk dinner for every family member. Leeks, a mild onion, great flavor. Okay, now I'm going to slice the leeks in half, put them into this pan. I'm going to get some olive oil in here now. The pan's a little bit hot. Give these a chop and get them in there while I start working on the sausage. Because they'll take just a couple of minutes to soften. Okay, got a cup and a half in there. All right, this is a pork-based sausage that's from Mexico and Spain. It's got garlic and spices, fully cooked, so you really just need to reheat it. I'm going to slice it and dice it. We're doing the crepes, so we want to have lots of little bite-sized pieces. Giving this a coarse chop, I'll do one more. And remember, if you have vegetarians in the family, it's not a big deal. Get some of the soy sausages. Okay, great. I'm going to give that a stir. Now, while this sautés, it gives me time to make this really healthy side salad. So I'm going to let that go, hang out. I'm going to grab this gorgeous, gorgeous Swiss chard. Already rinsed it off. And you know what? I'm going to leave it a little bit wet because I want this to wilt, so I want it to steam a little bit. I mean, you would think, wow, who's going to eat all that? But this is going to shrink down, just like spinach. It's going to shrink down to a very small amount, you'll see. I'm going to give it kind of a coarse chop. I'm going to get a little heat under this pan, a little bit of olive oil, and one of my all-time favorite ingredients that help me get dinner on the table really fast is the pre-chopped garlic. 2 to 3 cloves, so 2 to 3 teaspoons roughly. I'm notorious for burning the garlic and having to start all over again. So that's why I kind of wait until I'm ready, because it really only needs a little bit of a head start and a little bit of time to season the oil. Shards going in. Great. I think we just need a little bit of salt and pepper on here. Put a quick lid on this just to give it 30 seconds to steam. And while that's steaming, I can... Oh, this is ready. Look at this. This couldn't be more ready. Wow. Look, in just 3 to 5 minutes, the leeks are golden brown. The sausage is screaming my name. I just got some heat. Oh, it's great. I might not make it to the crepe. Okay, look, here we got the steam going. Wow, this is good stuff. I'm going to go get the crepes out of the oven. We're going to be good and warm and ready for rocking and rolling. See that? Wax paper was fine. Put that on the plate. Grab a spoon and get some of that filling in there. Yum. Look at that. Roll it up. There. This is going to be ready now. Oh, look at that. Great. Now, a couple little garnishes just to really jazz things up. I like to put a little bit of sour cream right on top. Green chives. Look at that. Let me get this on the plate. Wow. Check that out. Now, this just needs one more thing. I'm thinking it needs a little crunch. Soy nuts, roasted soy nuts. So healthy, full of protein. Great sprinkle over this. Turn this off. That's going to be ready for later, and I need to taste. I want to get a little bit of this crunchy Swiss chard with a soy nut that's going to pop in my mouth.